So hi, welcome back. It's day 2. We'll concentrate on finishing this patch today. As you can see, it's all dried out. One of the first things you need to do about patching, if you've undercoated, the first thing you need to do is to scrape it back, because you might have what's called stots, which is little bits of hard plaster. And if you don't scrape it, you'll end up with it rolling around in your skin and you could scratch your wall. So make sure you scrape all down, all the way along, any hard bits off. And then what you need to do is, if you think you need to, is to PVA it, to give it a bit of, to get rid of a little bit of suction, because as you can see it's dry in places. We need to PVA this bit anyway because we're plastering over this bit. But any bits that you think if you're not quick enough, it could set too quick on you. So we're going to PVA this just to show you how to do it. One thing I didn't mention yesterday is the PVA, mixing it 2 to 1. It's 2 parts water to 1 part PVA, or 1 part water to 1 part PVA, depending on how strong you want it. So when I do little smaller patches like this one here, I'll probably not PVA that. I'll just make sure that it's scraped back enough, and then I'll do that because it dries a little bit quicker, and then I can finish it easier. Okay? Okay, so I'm just mixing up the finish plaster here. You mix it exactly the same way as you mixed the bonding up the other day. The only difference with finish plaster is that you mix it just a little bit wetter, so probably like a moussey single cream consistency. Because the thicker you mix it, the thicker you'll put it on. It's a skim, so it goes on to 2 to 3 millimeters thick. So if you mix it too stiff, it's hard to get that depth. When you mix in finished plaster as well, a 25 kilo bag of finished plaster will cover 8 to 10 square meters. So again, it's all about mix amounts. So we're doing about ½ metre up there, so we only need a couple of litres of water. I think it's 11 litres to a bag, so we only need a couple of litres of finished plaster. So as you can see, I've got less than half a bucket of plaster here, which will do 2 coats, 2 to 3 millimetres, and I'll show you how we put it on. Okay, so I've got some skim here on my handboard. I'm always going to start from this side and work across. It's harder doing finished plaster because it's a lot runnier and you put it on a lot thinner. So again, it's practice. You might think I make it look easy, but it is practice. Hopefully I don't drop any. So again, start over this side. I've PVA'd this. It's gone tacky now, so I can put now my plaster on. So this is first coat of 2. You put a coat on, this sort of levels up all the backing, any undulations that are in there, you fill them out, and then you come with a topping coat. Just be careful how you go around the edges here. You can see I'm trying to keep it as tight as I can to the existing plaster, so we don't go over the sides. Thank you. Right, so I've got 2 layers of skim on here now, and it's pulled in a bit. And what I mean by pull in is when you put your fingers on it. If you've just plastered it, you leave fingerprints. When it's pulled in a bit, if you touch your fingers on it gently and no fingerprints come back, that means it's ready to go over. So when I'm going over patches, I always start, if I'm working from an edge, I always start from an edge with a wet brush along the top, and then where I've come up to the edge here, I just give that a brush as well. So brush in from your edges. It's really important you get your edges flush. You don't want any ridges. And then start from the top again and work across, and then go up from the bottom. And it's all about pressure, how much pressure you're putting on. The harder the plaster's setting, the more pressure you're putting on. And when you get to your edges, if you work with your trowel half on off your edge, you can then put on a little bit more pressure because you're using the edge of the existing plaster as a guide. You're looking for a nice flush edge. Okay? Right then, so it's fully pulled in now as this plaster, so what I'm going to do is polish it and then I'm going to clean the edges. So again, it's all about making it look right and look good. So again, always do the same thing, brush around your edges, and this time you want to push on with as much as you can, right through onto the old, and then go up. And you can hear it's dry. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but and then once I've done that, 1 minute, this is something that I always do when I'm patching. I just get a sponge and just clear out edges. Just makes it look a lot neater. Clear out your edges, clean all the drips off, stuff like that. It makes it look nice and neat and tidy. Okay, so that's pretty much how to do a patch. So I hope you've learned something from it. Again, it's really focusing on for the students about mix amounts and how much you mix and how much you're using. Because ultimately, if you're mixing and using too much, you don't have as much plaster left over to go on to your next job. So again, I've only used a square half a metre here. You have to buy a bag of each, so that will go on to your next job. So rather than wasting it. Okay, so I hope you learned something. And here's to the next one. Thank you very much. So I've just want to finish off this video just by showing you what it's like when it's finished and drying. So you can see the dark patches where it's setting. Some nice clean edges there. So you leave that to dry now for a few days before painting it. Decorator's going to come in and give it a coat of paint. So as I say, hope you've got something from the video. Just like to see it, show you, and then I'll get a before and after next to each other afterwards and put it on. Okay.